We're going to welcome Bryce into the room now. So if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good now. We're good now. I'm
We're
sorry.
good. We're
We've
here.
really good way to introduce you to Country Kickback, isn't it?
No, that is
Fantastic
no
way.
stress at all. We made it. We're here. It's happening. It's
We're
great.
here. We're here. It's finally happening. It's finally happening. We would want to hear your story because when people come on the show, we always go back to the beginning and get to know the artist and how they got to sort of where you are now. So tell us your musical journey.
Yes, it's been a long journey, and it's been a lot of fun, and I have really enjoyed it. So I started off as a kid. I grew up in a sporting family, so music wasn't really kind of the forefront of everything that we did in my house. It was very like rugby league driven, and that's what we did. And so my whole childhood was all sport. And then as I progressed, my mum really liked to keep us busy, and so every afternoon she always had something for us to do. And my older brother started learning guitar when he was about, I think he was about 10 or 11, and I was 6 or 7. So naturally he did it, so I wanted to do it too. And
Yes.
so we did. It didn't last very long. I was definitely too young, and all I wanted to do was run around and go crazy. So it just kind of from there. But then when I was, I think 12 or 13, I picked it back up again and started to just really enjoy playing and getting into it. And then from there, I started getting singing lessons as well. And it's one of those things where my mum always says, you look back on it and you see like all these home movies that we had, and all you're doing the entire time as a kid is just singing your whole childhood. So
Yes.
it's one of those things that we didn't really kind of focus on it because, but it was always there. And I just fell in love with music. I love music. I love the stories that it tells. I'm a big movie guy. Like I love watching movies and listening to stories and watching stories. And so for me, country music just totally made sense. It's all about stories. So I kind of, as I was learning how to sing and play guitar, I started like writing and telling my own stories. And it just really kind of progressed from there.
Yes. And that's exactly what country music is. It's storytelling, and that's
Exactly.
why we all love it, isn't it? So you've had a great music journey, starting with sport and then keeping busy. I like that. I do like the poster behind you. Keith Urban is definitely one of
Yeah.
our,
Wait,
our
sorry,
top
I'm going.
favorites here.
Yes.
Yes. Which tour was that? The Speed of, is that
That was the latest tour. So the
that was
Speed
the
of
one
Now
in
tour.
December? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was December, the one that took us a few years to get to.
Yes, it did. It did.
Which one did you go to?
So I went to the Sydney show. I believe it was I think you did 2 nights. I did the first night, I think it was, from memory. So I loved it. That was like my, I think like 7th or 8th time seeing him. I've
Yeah,
seen
me
him a lot.
too.
He's a massive influence, and he's really how and why I fell into country music as well. Because when like growing up, my household, we didn't really listen to country music that often. But my older brother again had this Keith Urban CD lying around, and I used to just go into his room and steal his stuff and go listen to it. And so I listened to a very early on Keith Urban record, and I was just like, whoa, this has got all this crazy guitar in it and singing and stories, and I want to do that. And that's kind of what fueled my kind of passion into country music, and then it just kind of grew from there.
Yes. Well, I love your sound, and it is like, I like that you've got different songs, different sounds, quite like Keith actually, because he plays with different styles and stories, and lots of fun. Tell us, there's not much left for this year, but your current single Coast is out. What have you got left for 2023? It's only a couple of weeks, so it can't be too.
Yeah, there are only a couple of weeks. So I have just gotten off Cruising Country, which finished a couple of days ago. And I am now going into Christmas Carol mode. I'm playing at the big Central Coast Christmas carols that they have at Mingara. That's on the 22nd, I believe. So just getting ready for that. That's kind of my next thing. And then just sorting life out, buying presents, getting everything kind of sorted for the holiday period, trying to wrap everything up. So that I can hopefully take a couple of weeks off before getting ready to put everything into Tamworth mode and getting everything sorted for that.
Tamworth mode. That's the next level, isn't it? Putting it up, starting the year with a high, great fun, but really exhausting way to start the year.
It's a lot of effort. It's a lot. It's just one of those things. It's just like, oh, it just kind of sneaks up on you because it's the start of the year and you kind of want to wind down for the end of the year. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's like, oh my God, Tamworth's in like a couple of weeks. We have so much stuff to get sorted for. It's just like, craziness. But
It's
it is a lot of fun, but it's a very hectic week.
Very hectic week, very hot, very exhausting. We have got some friends coming this year. We've got Scott from Country Kickback. He is normally behind the scenes, and I'm sorry, guys, it's not as smooth tonight because Scott's not here. It's his fault. But thank you, Scott, for doing all these wonderful videos for us. He is heading to Tamworth for the first time. We've got the team from due south. Some of their team are going to come down and have a look. First time Tamworth people, what's your survival advice?
My survival advice is air conditioning is your best friend and water is your best friend. It gets very hot and it's already such a hot summer already and we've only just started it. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like at the end of January. Just try and when you get the opportunity to get out of the heat, get out of it kind of thing. And try not to go to too many lunchtime outdoor shows. That was my biggest mistake. My first year in Tamworth, I was like, this is awesome. Look at how many gigs I'm getting booked. This is amazing. I'm like prime time, like 1 o'clock in the main street. I've got like every day covered. And then after the first day, I was like, oh my God, I really now know why this spot is available because it is so hot. I remember sending my wife to go and like get like she went to the local supermarket and got like some tea towels because I was just pouring with sweat. And I was like, it was a vibe. It was,
next level. My first Tamworth was a long time ago. I think I was 17 or 18, and it was one of the hottest ones. It was, and coming from Tassie, it was next level hot. I was the same. I had this list of I'm going there, then I'm going there, then I'm going there, and they're all outside. You think, oh, there'll be shade, but there's so many people that the shade is gone before it's even shade. People don't move.
Exactly. It's crazy. So try and see a lot of indoor shows. I'm playing an indoor show this year. I am done with the outdoor stuff. I'm inside air conditioning.
Where can we see you play in Tamworth?
So I will be playing on the first Monday the 22nd at Moonshiners, which is I think called the Family Hotel when it's not called Moonshiners. And that's my first ever ticketed show in Tamworth. I've done lots of different shows. Oh, you've got it all there. But that is my first ever ticketed show, and I'm so excited. We're doing full band show, the whole thing. It's like, it's going to be an awesome way to kick off the year, and I'm really excited for it.
Can we still get tickets?
Yes, you can still get tickets. I have barely advertised it because I've been focusing so much on the cruise and getting that happening that I'm like, Tamworth is coming around. So yes, you can still get tickets. Tickets are very limited. If anyone's been to Moonshiners, you would know the venue is not crazy big. It's more of like an intimate venue. But yes, if you can jump on and grab some tickets, they're on my website. I would love to see you guys there.
Cannot wait. So if you guys are going, let us know in the lead up where you're going to go and have you got your tickets yet. We will definitely try to get there because I like the idea of it being inside and I can't wait to see you perform live. It's going to be great fun. But how crazy, what a way to end the year for you on the boat cruise, country music, beautiful days. It would have been horrendous. How did you go?
It was really tough, guys. Like it was just a hard way to end the year. Like I don't want to. I know, no. It was so good. It was just I'd never been on a cruise before, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect. And I get motion sickness really bad, so we were like smashing the motion sickness tablets, and it was fine. Like it was really good. Like it just couldn't have gone better. The cruise was so well organized and so well run. There were stages everywhere that you could just go and watch live music pretty much from, I think it started at about 10 a.m. all the way through till most times like 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. So like you had your fair share of country music anywhere you want to kind of go and watch. And it was just an incredible opportunity for me to be able to be a part of that. And I just absolutely loved it.
Oh, it sounds amazing. It's one thing that I haven't done yet. It's definitely on the bucket list. I don't get motion sickness, but because I've said that, I'm sure it will happen at some point. Jan has popped in to say hello. Hi, Jan. I hope you're having a lovely lead up to Christmas. I miss you so much. I haven't seen you in ages. Darren, same thing. check out the back of Darren's profile picture, Slim Dusty Centre.
Oh, love it.
Very, very nice. And we've got some people watching on YouTube. I don't know if you know who this person is, my BMX guy.
I don't think I do, but hey.
Tell us who you are. Put in the comments who you are and where you're watching from. Tell us a little bit, your current single, Coast. Really nice way to end the year. Tell us about this song and where it came from.
So Coast, when you listen to the song, you'll think it's an upbeat, summery song that's about falling in love over a summer period and all of that. And that is to one extent what it is about. But Coast has got like a little extra meaning to me. I grew up on the Central Coast in New South Wales, and I have lived in a small coastal town my whole life. And so for me, having a song called Coast and being about what it's like over a summer period in a coastal town, I really want to kind of piece all those things together. And to me, that really is something that I found quite a fun experience to do. And I actually wrote this one with Melanie Dyer, who's living in Port Macquarie at the moment. So again, a bit bigger than where I'm living right now, but like a very nice coastal town. And so it was just a really nice fit for us to get together and piece this one together. And I'm so happy with the way it turned out.
And was it designed deliberately to have as your last single for the year? Was that the plan?
Yeah. So yes and no. I definitely had plans to have a single come out towards the end of the year. I knew I wanted it to be summery and upbeat and all those things that I love about summer. But we actually wrote this the day before I went to the studio, because I was just having like a last minute like freak out, being like, oh my gosh, like there is nothing here that I love. Like we can't release any of this. I've got no music. I'm supposed to be recording. It was actually that day I was supposed to be recording, but there was something that happened. So we pushed it to the next day. And so I messaged Mel and I was like, Mel, I know this is a total long shot, but if you are around today, I desperately need someone to write with. And she was like, yes, of course I'm around. And so then it just happened to work out. So an hour later, I was like, hey, look, I've got a couple of these ideas. What do you think of Coast? Like, I really wouldn't mind doing something with this. And then, boom, we pieced it together in a couple of hours. And then the next day I went in, I was like, we've got this. What do you think? And yeah, the rest is history.
It was just meant to be. It is. I love this song. And do you know this person as well?
I do know this person. Hey, Ranger, how are you? Actually, I have no idea. I've met him a few times. He's great. He was on the cruise with his family. They're actual coasties. They love country music. So big shout out to them. They are amazing. And I love catching up with them.
Let us know what you thought of the cruise. Is it something you'd recommend for everyone to go on if they're big music fans, or would you prefer something on land? It would be amazing. I saw some of the stops where you guys got off and thought, oh, wow, it just looks so nice. The whole thing, it looked beautiful.
Yeah, the whole thing was just pieced together so nicely. And to me, I think, like I said, I wasn't sure what it was going to be like when I went into it. And for me, there's a lot of interaction with other artists and a lot of interaction with fans. You get to basically it's all kind of, everyone's kind of in together. And so I would say it's kind of like it's a festival on a boat, but everyone, you can go and watch a show. And if you're tired before the next show, you just go back to your bed and then you come back. And then, it's like, it is, if you love music and you love country, even if you don't love country music, get on it anyway. But if you love country music, it's definitely worth it. It was so much fun. And I'm sure Ranger can definitely add to that. It was great.
I think it's one of those things that you have to do in your career, I think, by the sound of it. But the other thing I like about that is how good is it being able to go back to your room for a few minutes. Like any other festival, it takes too long to get back to your tent or back to your hotel, so you can't have that few minutes of laying down in between. I like that idea. That sold it, I think, to me.
Exactly. And if you forget something, you can just duck back to your room and grab it and come back out and away you go.
Perfect. Your boots start to hurt, you can go and change them. It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, 2024, you're starting it off pretty heavily. Camworth Festival. And then what are your plans? Have you got new music coming 2024, heading out, lots of shows? What are you hoping for the year?
Yes, combination of all those things. I have set myself a personal goal to make 2024 the biggest year I've ever had. And so I'm going to be working like absolute crazy to hopefully make that happen. Starting off the year, obviously at Tamworth with my first ever ticketed show, which is going to be awesome. Then following that, I've got some tour stuff that I can't say yet, which I'm really excited about. So I'm going to be going out and supporting some other artists, which I cannot wait to do, which is going to be great, and playing in all sorts of different places. And then I'm going to Nashville in June for a couple of weeks, which would be great, doing some work over there. And but all in amongst all of that, I'll be releasing music. So I pretty much set aside the first couple of weeks of January to get back in the studio and start recording. So yeah, it's going to be full. Let's go and make 2024 the biggest one I've ever had, and I cannot wait for it.
Cannot wait. And I love every time you release something. It's very exciting for me. There's some people. Wendy has popped in and she said to say hi.
Hey, Wendy. Wendy is another one from the cruise that I met. The lovely lady I met at the cruise. Her and her husband were on the cruise. So, hey, Wendy, how are you? It's again the cruise. It's the best thing ever. You get to actually like interact with fans. You know who they are. It's awesome. It's so good.
You get to know each other so personally, and we do that at festivals. Definitely here, we're really good at that in Australia. But it sounds like there's an extra special connection when you're on a boat. And Wendy has said that she hopes you come to Melbourne in 2024. I hope so too. I hope Tassie would be good. Yeah. And she said that Duncan says hi too.
Yeah, that's her husband, Duncan. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Duncan. I hope you guys are doing great. Miss you already, and hopefully you guys come to Tamworth. I can see you in Tamworth, but I'll definitely try and make it down to Melbourne. That's for sure.
Definitely, we need to get you out on the road. So, when we want to follow you, what is your best platform? Do you have one that you probably update the most, or preferred platform?
Yeah, I think Instagram is probably my preferred one. I do like Instagram the most. You've got them all up there. So yeah, Instagram followed by Facebook-ish and TikTok are kind of around the same thing. Look, I'm really bad at social media. I'm trying really hard to get better. I posted like 4 TikToks yesterday, which is like a record for me. I don't think I've posted 4 a year, but I'm trying really hard to get better at posting things online. But Instagram is definitely the main one. And then obviously you've got Spotify and things like that, which are always updated with my new music. But there's a million different platforms. I try my best to be across all of them. But Instagram is my key, I think.
Instagram's your thing. It's so hard to be across all of them. Probably the thing I like the most with Instagram and Facebook is that you can post on one and it will share it onto the other. But nobody nails the social media because there's too many of them. And the TikTok, well, you can have that. I just don't.
Yeah, I'm trying really hard to get on it and not be cringy. I don't love posting on social media. That's not me. I don't really like posting about myself, which is really dumb in the profession that I'm in, but I try my best. And again, that is another goal of mine for 2024 is to post like 50 million times more than I posted this year. So
it's so hard. Yes. It is hard to do. It's not a natural thing. And we do want to jump in there and do it right, but it is really hard. Yes. I think Wendy agrees with social media. It's so hard, but we get there. And look, I think one good thing about it is a lot of our fans, they know now to share things. They know now to say, hey, this is this guy, you're going to like his music. It's your style. And we're really good at sharing and telling people in the industry when things like that pop up, because they know how hard it is as well. So we're really lucky.
Exactly.
Wow. So we need more songs with you and Sarah singing.
Yes, we do. So for those people who don't know, Sarah is my wife, and any chance that I get her to jump up on stage and sing Sunday Best with me. So last year I released Sunday Best. Actually, no, it was last year. We're still in 2023. Last year I released Sunday Best, and I re-released it with Taylor Moss singing a duet with me. And now if Taylor's not around at my gigs, which is most of the time because she's off doing her own shows and just absolutely killing it on her own tour at the moment, I get Sarah to get up with me. And people seem to love that. She loves it. I love it. It's been great. So yes, there'll definitely be more of Sarah singing with me. And if you're at the Tamworth show, I'm sure she will make an appearance.
There we go. So just more incentive to go and grab those tickets really quickly. Great Christmas presents, actually, for people going to Tamworth.
Perfect Christmas presents. And they're like, we've kept the prices. Well, I've tried my best to keep the prices literally as low as they'll let me have them. So they're as low as they'll let me have them. So a great little stocking stuffer, because I know how expensive the festival is already. So realistically, I just want people to come and watch the show. It's basically as cheap as we could that the venue would allow us to make it.
How perfect. I cannot wait for Tamworth. I can't wait to see you live. I can't wait to see everybody live and everyone that watches the shows. You need to come down and say hi. We'll be in the atrium, so you have to come down and do a show with us before you head to your
sure.
You have to do that. Tee that up. Tell us again before we go, where can we get your music? Can we get merch, anything that people might want to do or get ready for Christmas or for themselves? Because we all deserve a little Christmas present ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. So my merch store actually went live yesterday. So I've got a whole stack of new merch. So this is perfect timing. So I've got some new merch. I've got some new hats, some new stubby holders that are available. And I've actually, which is just so random, I actually have some of them here because I'm
perfect. And this wasn't planned.
No, this was not planned. We didn't even talk about it.
So professional right now.
We're moving everything off my desk because I had it all sitting here ready to sit out. These are my hats that I've got. Wait, which way do I turn it? I forget that the camera goes the other way. So these are my hats. They're awesome. And then I've got these. These are my favorite thing ever. So they're little this way again, Bryce. You're doing it the wrong way. Little cowboy boots. So when you put a drink in there, it turns into a boot. It's awesome.
You can do a shoey.
Yeah, exactly. You can actually do a shoey. I mean, there's got lots of holes in it, so like you would have to put the drink in there, and
very quick. Yeah,
exactly, right. So you can jump on my website and grab these, and I've actually got free shipping Australia-wide right now. So free shipping, even better. And for anyone who's looking at getting merch, whether it be mine or any of their other favorite artists, do so because it is how we get to keep doing what we do. Most artists sell their own merch through their own website and create it all together, create it all by themselves. So they actually get the money back to themselves rather than a million different people taking cuts along the way. So yes, if you are out there looking for a Christmas present to chuck in or add on to whatever it is you bought for your people, merch is a great way to do that.
Perfect way to do that. Merch or tickets. To be honest, if someone just handed me a whole bunch of tickets for Christmas, I think they'd get the best presents from me every year because that'd just be heaven for me.
Exactly. Live music is back. Let's go out and make up for those years we didn't get to go and see live music. Now is the time to go out and do it.
Exactly. Jan said that she loved the boots. Me too. It's probably about the only way these days that you'll get me to do a shoey. Probably a few years ago, quite a few years ago, I would have done one, and probably the alcohol in it would have probably killed any germs, but that's probably the closest you'll see of me doing a shoey these days. But before we go, make sure you head over. If you haven't already heard the song Coast or any of Bryce's songs, have a look. I know that the links are not in this stream yet, but they will be at the end. They were in the other one that didn't work, so that you can go up and subscribe. Make sure you always press the heart or the like button on whatever platform you're using because that helps too. Because
it helps so much.
That's how you get added to playlists. Artists don't get to playlists if people don't press the love heart or like button and listen. So make sure you do that for all the songs that you love so that they keep getting shared for the rest of the world to see. And Bryce, before we do wrap it up, you are our last Wild Heart publicity artist for 2023. So, Jules, we want to thank you so much. It's been a really big year, and I know you've had me on the phone of late trying to fix things up for the rest of the year and into the new year. So thank you. I know how hard you work, and you send us the best artists ever. You just make life so much easier. So Merry Christmas, Jules, and we can't wait to work with you.
Definitely ditto with that. Merry Christmas, Jules. She has been fantastic to work with. We're having such a great single campaign. I think the song is in the top 30 as of this week, which is just incredible and flying up the charts. She's done such a great job. I've done a billion interviews all across Australia, and she's really looked after me. So yes, Jules, if you're out there, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are, hello, and thank you very much for all of your support.
Yes. Absolutely. I hope we get to see Jules in Tamworth. I know she's not sure if she's going to make it there, but I really hope we get to catch up with her. And certainly, if we don't see you in Tamworth, Jules, we will see you before the year is out. So cannot wait. It's always such a pleasure to have artists come from Jules. You're always across what we do, and she's really, really picky and picks the best of.
Yes, she is, and
the
she is
best.
amazing.
She's really
And
good.
yes, love her so much.
Absolutely. So thank you. And Bryce, we're so glad that we had you on the show. This is your first country kickback.
I
And
know,
the
right? And I
last
cannot
one-
wait to come back if you'll have me, fingers crossed, because this has been great. And maybe next time I come back, I might play some songs if you'll have
that
me.
would be amazing. Look, you know what? We might be able to try and do that in Tamworth.
Yep, that sounds great to
And
me.
you know, it always surprises me in Tamworth because I don't realize that you all have legs. I never get to see them until Tamworth. So it's really exciting when I'm like, oh, you really
Yes,
do. You
there
can
is legs
walk.
down here, that is for sure. They are. I'm wearing shorts at the moment because it is, I don't know what it's like where you are. It is like deathly hot right now. And my studio, I turned off all like the air so that it wouldn't like come through the
Make a
thing.
noise.
I'm sitting here just like getting shinier and shinier on the screen. So,
Won't these lights get hot?
yes, they do. I've got a huge light right behind this just going, and I'm
It's
like,
so
it is,
hot.
yes, it is hot. But
I
anyway, that's
remember
part of the joy.
it is part of the joy. I remember when I started country kickback, and I'm not really a girly girl, so makeup was, you know, when I have to put it on. Had I thought about it before I started country kickback, I probably would have just done radio, no screen. But I remember I was under the lights, and I used to always say to my artists, you know, it's fine. You've got to, you know, keep going, have plenty of water, you'll be fine. And then I realized how hot it is, and everything melts.
Yep,
It's just
everything. I'm just
level.
melting right here, right now. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get further and further away so you can't see because
Yes,
nobody wants to see that. It's just like, it's gross, but you know, it's just acclimatizing myself to Tamworth. You know, I'm just getting ready
That's
early.
right. Exactly. Well, it's about 25, 26 here it was when I pulled up tonight. So I don't know what it's like for you guys,
Yeah,
but
no,
that's
it's
pretty
25 here
good.
at the moment, but it feels like 45. It's crazy.
45,
You had
yeah.
40, I think it was 43 on the weekend. So it's
Oh
been
my gosh.
quite hot the last couple of days. Yes.
Wow.
So,
I do love summer. I tell myself all the years I can't wait for summer, and then Tamworth comes and I'm, what was I thinking? Do you have any red carpet tips for sweating and Tamworth? I mean, it's probably easier for you. You don't have to wear a dress.
yeah, but I like to wear I like to go
Dresses.
formal-ish. So I ended up I don't know what I'll be wearing this year. But I will try my best to wear the most breathable suit you can get because it does get so hot. But I'm the worst person to ask that because I'm a sweater. Like nobody wants to be around me. Every time I'm on stage, everyone will be great, and I'll just be like busting out in sweat. So yeah, it's probably not the best person to ask.
That's all right. In Tamworth, when we get to the awards, I'll be like, it's okay. You're not the only one there that's sweating. That'll be me. Well, we can dehydrate in the corner.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming and joining us. The last Wild Heart publicity artist for the year, and maybe even one of the first in Tamworth, hopefully.
Yes, fingers crossed. Well, yeah, thank you so much for having me. And I hope you have a great Christmas and New Year. And to everyone out there that is watching, I hope you also have a great Christmas and New Year. And I really look forward to seeing you guys next year. And like I said, I'm going to be doing my best to get out there as much as I possibly can. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can see you guys live in person somewhere in 2024.
How exciting. I cannot wait. 2024 is going to be huge. It's already giving me goosebumps and it hasn't even started yet. So Merry Christmas to everyone. We do have a few more shows coming. We've got some surprise shows coming, actually. We've got surprise one on Friday at 12:30 my time. So if you're in Queensland, you're an hour behind us in Tassie, which is actually coming from America. And that's a surprise one that you'll start to see some ads coming for sometime from tonight onwards. We've got quite a few surprise artists coming on between now and the new year. So keep an eye out. They'll be at different times, different days, just to mix it up and make it more difficult for everyone to remember, because we don't like to do things easy in Country Kickback. But make sure you keep an eye on the page. Before you leave tonight, head over, make sure you subscribe on all the platforms for Bryce's music and all the social medias. If you can, have a look at our website. There's the link there for Due South. Have a look at that and subscribe to their website because they've got a lot coming up. And for those music lovers, they've got a lot coming next year. And head over to Country Kickback on YouTube because it is so good. When artists perform on our shows live, YouTube is the best platform for sound. So subscribe over there and it'll work exactly the same as Facebook. You can comment, you can hear everything, and you can get the reminders. So go and have a look at that, guys, and we will see you all on Friday. Thank you. We'll see you Friday and see you in Tamworth, Bryce.
Yes, sounds good. Thank you so much for having me.
See you guys later.